What's up, mother foxers? Let's fix an engine bay. Let's do it. Alright, everybody, there you go. There's the passenger side strut tower like I showed before. Of course, you got, you got cracks right at there and a big chunk out right there. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to real quick sand this down, feather it in the best I can. I'm not going to get too terribly involved in doing anything on this thing because I really don't give a crap. This mostly happened, one, because I put a little bit too much filler on there, and two things happened. That stuff couldn't handle the massive 264 horsepower this engine was putting out, and it did stress those a little bit before I went the strut tower brace on. And the headers are closer to the passenger side than the driver's side. I guess I never realized that until I got the engine in. So no big deal. Like I said, all I'm going to do is just sand it down, throw some sealer on it, and then throw some paint. I should have this done in a few hours here, so I'm not going to go crazy with it. I'll blend it the best I can. I've never really blended paint, and it really doesn't matter because not a lot of people are going to see that in the first place. So I got to looking at this, guys, and like I tell you, I'll show me my mistakes. I will. Want to see some funny shit? Because it's about to happen. So why not capture it on video? How about that? I am not going to fill this in. I'm just not going to do it. Just not going to do it. There's the other piece of metal there that went across. This was a total, like I said, it was a total experiment. Didn't know if it was going to, take or not. And like I said, the heat coupled by the strut tower, flexing is what caused this problem. So great times. Yay, look at that. Another piece of junk. You can laugh at me all you want because I'm just putting it right out there. I'm laughing. Come with me, laugh along with Funkster here. This is hilarious. Oh man. You know how many hours it took me to do this? And I just undid I undid I don't know. It must have been hours of body work in 2 seconds. This is awesome. Oh, this is so much fun. Just to show you, I said I was going to pull this car out in the driveway. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do everything right in here. So I double bagged the 347. It's double bagged, god damn it. And then I bagged up the 306 here. Had a bag on it, but it had holes on each end, but a little tight fit with a garbage bag, but it got on there. We got it all sealed up. And then the 351 that's sitting over there, it's just, I'm not too worried about it. It's all sealed up and everything, and that engine's going to be gone through anything anyway. There's valve covers on it, and just kind of put something over the top of it there so dust just kind of falls on it and whatnot. But all right, I'm going to get in there and do some sanding. Okay, so this is the thing. I don't like the orbital sanders because they got the holes in them, and I've had a bad experience with the holes not being, they leave swirls, and I don't want that. So I got just the stationary one that vibrates there. Only could find 150 grit. Thought I'd play nice. Now I brought out the big dog. We got some 80 here with a hand sander. This should go quicker. Alright, let's give you the progress update on what's going on over here. A lot of hand sanding. My thumb is raw from and using, you know, I had to get in there with a hand sander, and then I had to take it off the block and put it on just fingers and get it in there to get it shaped out pretty well. But let me show you what I got going on here. All right, there you go, guys. And you're probably wondering, what the hell are you doing? I thought you were just gonna paint this. Well, that metal has a lot of divots in it. It's bare metal and it has a lot of divots in it, so I went ahead and put some spot putty on there just to fill in them divots. That's all I'm doing. I'm not making it perfectly straight or anything by any means. And then where the welds are, there's craters in there, so I've kind of filled those with the spot putty, and I'm just going to sand them so they look kind of flat, you know what I mean? Instead of just being big craters there with the paint. So, and that, I'm pretty sure that's not going to like crack or anything like that, because it's not going to be all one piece of Bondo, you know what I'm saying, that's on there. Or body filler. I did not use Bondo brand on this. This is the good stuff, but yeah, I did go ahead and put some spot filler in there. We'll see how it comes out. I'm pretty sure, like I said, I'm just trying to fill the pits, guys. I'm not really trying to smooth anything out, that's all. So now let me give you my thoughts on the whole engine base smoothing thing. Now, I did this to this car. I didn't put any panels in it, just decided to go, let's fill the holes on this car. I know Ginger, I said, you know, maybe we'll put some Scott rods in there, and then, because I said I'd never do this again. And I'll tell you what, man, I really kind of thought about it and my whole feelings about smoothing an engine bay. I really couldn't care less anymore. Seriously, I really don't. It's not my thing. I don't really give a crap about it. I really don't. Not that I don't appreciate people who have them, and I definitely know the work that goes into them. That's hard work, especially if you don't use Scott rod panels. It's 10 times worse. But I'm just not into it anymore. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, whatever. So, I'm not doing that to Ginger. It's just, we're going to sand it all down. We're painting it. I don't give a crap about them holes. I really don't care. It's about a 351 in that bitch. That's going to be the big deal. Not some stupid smooth engine bay. I mean, dude, I drive. I'm going to be driving these cars. I'm going to be this person who trailers it to a show every time I want to show it. I'm going to drive this thing to Detroit, you know, to go to shows down there, drive it to shows. You know, if I'm going to go to like a Ford Takeover or a Foxtoberfest or anything, I'm going to trailer it, obviously, just because I don't want the miles on the car. It probably take a lot of fuel to get there. And the biggest problem why I wouldn't drive it is because it doesn't have cruise control. And I done drove this thing to Ford Takeover. Your foot hurts after driving that far. So, but yeah. And speaking of Foxtoberfest, I'm not going. It's not happening. FJB. Not with the gas prices the way they are, not with the situation I got going on here with this 347 BS, and then now I bought a 351, and it's just like, you know what, I'm not gonna waste the funds to go down there. It sucks, I'd love to go, but I'm not gonna waste money to go down to a show, which will probably be freaking cool, by the way. It would be awesome. Last year was just great, but yeah, I'm just not gonna do that, because I'd rather take my money and put into what I got going on here. So anywho, there's my thoughts on that BS. Alright guys, here we are. It's a week later. This was a little tough. Just a few times during the week I had to come out here, fill, sand. You're basically filling everything and sanding mostly everything off, just to get those little crevices out, and that's my main thing. I don't want the little pits in there, because it's more apt to probably crack the paint rather than having a smooth surface over it. That's my conclusion. It could be different from other people think, but it's done to the point to where I'm done with it. It's gonna look not as smooth but it's going to be better as far as not cracking. So let me show you. All right, there you go. And you can see from the grinding all the pits that were on there. Now that's all smoothed out. And this welding here, again, you know, we welded to the best we could. I see some scratches here. I'm gonna have to probably do some 400 on this so we get some paint to stick, and then we'll move on from there. And I know there's always, you know, welding Nazis out there who say, you don't need a grinder if you know how to weld. Well, you know what? Shitty welds can hold just as good as beautiful welds, so who cares? As long as it works, right? So for all you welding Nazis out there, whoosh, okay? So how this works is basically I'm going to spray over paint that's not sanded, and so when I go to wet sand it with like a 1500 or a 2000, it'll come off and blend. Alright guys, it's amazing how much you got to cover up in order to paint just one little spot. So this is probably a bit of overkill, but I'm kind of protecting the car because I did wet sand the tops of these fenders and they look really good, and I don't want to have to do it again. So let's take a look. There you go. Oh man, just to do this little spot right here, you know. So I have a friend of mine, Kevin, who is I don't know, he could be watching this, but he is a damn good body guy, guys. The guy paints glass, and he showed us countless pictures of projects he's done that's just glass. He gave me a few tips on what to do, on how to blend this stuff. He was telling me stay away from the taped edges, just keep the gun away from it. And he said when you start putting your last clear down, he goes, spray toward it on your that's the last coat of clear, and then immediately pull the tape up. That way when you wet sand it, it should smooth right out. So, alright guys, out here ready to paint. I'll show you my setup here. I've shown this before when I had my other channel, but I'll show it again. Painted a whole car with this, works great. So, alright, there you go. You got two Harbor Freight 2.5 horse compressors, and they're hooked up in series together. So this is the main one, and this one hooks off it to that. I got two water filters on each one, and I have a silica filter over here. Of course I could use some drying out, but and there's the little tree off there. And it goes into here, comes off there, goes into there. They're hooked up to two separate circuits in the garage, because if you don't, you're going to melt one of the plugs and keep throwing breakers. So that's what I got. There's my hose. Thing I do before I paint is I purge the tanks, purge the water filters, and then I have a water filter on the gun. Alright everybody, we got the paint on, about ready to clear it. Sorry for the noise, the fan's on. It's keeping me alive. So, yeah. You're going to see the repair and everything right there, but it's black, it's hard to see. But anyway, that's all set and done, and if you noticed, I had to switch guns 3 times. Because I forgot the little one has a tip issue, and I don't know what happened with that big Harbor Freight gun. As soon as I plugged the air into it, it started pissing air. So I don't know. But I brought out Old Faithful, my Adam, and that gun is completely awesome. It's never failed me one bit. So I just didn't want to spray it in this little area, because that gun's really made for like big areas, you know, wide open spread areas to paint, and this was just such a little, just so overkill for this. But nevertheless, it comes through for me. So let me let this set up here a little while, and I gotta grab some clear. Well, there you go, everybody. It's all taken care of. Yeah, you got that little weird indentation there and whatnot. It's not a big deal. Of course, you see the line up on top there. That'll be sanded out smooth when I wet sand it. And this all right here has got to be sanded, wet sanded, and brought back down to the original clear coat. I didn't really spray in there, so that way that should come off pretty good. But there it is, all better enough as it goes. But all done. Of course, I hit my K member down there. Oh well. Not a big deal, I guess. It's just a K member, but yeah, man, looking pretty good. Cracks are gone. Cracks aren't going to be back, hopefully. And like I said, guys, I wasn't trying to make it look like it was perfect or anything. I just wanted to get the cracks out of there. I didn't care if you see the repair or whatnot. But I'm going to go ahead and later on wet sand these those tape lines there. You see that? Yeah, I kind of dipped something in there. My sleeve hit that, but no big deal. I'll sand that all out. But I put like 5 coats of clear on this thing. It's just so I have enough material there to sand away and just kind of make that transition line better. So yeah, that's it. That's all I got for you. Hope you enjoyed me painting again. Well, not really on this channel. That's been the first time I've done that in this channel. But anywho, that's all I got, man. Thanks for watching, guys. Later.